Welcome to TougeSW, which is TougeSW.com. This is Series 3, Episode 17. Tonight's talk is about the 1320. Today's date, 10/23/2025. And you can see all the news, the past episodes, and everything on the website www.TougeSW.com. I do apologize. I'm kind of out of it tonight. So I'm live every Thursday night. I do this after 10 p.m. PST, and this is definitely a good time for any Q&A or anything like that. Which you can find out on twitch.tv/WonderingRaven. Alright, next. So I am the Wondering Raven. I'm the host. I'm me everywhere on Instagram, X, Blue Sky, and all those other places. I drift, I hack, I play video games. Cancer survivor. I'm Vegas born and raised. I did live in Central Oregon for a year. and yeah, we'll go from there. But little background on TougeSW. It was birthed from Touge Northwest failure of 2011. When I was up in Oregon, Touge Northwest actually fell apart. A lot of things happen and behind the scenes that I don't even know what's going on about. But all those remainder friends that I made up there, we started a thing called F-Core, Friends of Central Oregon, before I moved down here. So they still kind of meet up every now and then, even though a lot of people that were there, they moved away. Some of the major people actually passed away. So sad for them. Very sad. But that's what 15 years ago now, and that's really sad because I wanted to be back up the Pacific Northwest a long time ago. But it is what it is. I'm stuck here at the moment. So I'm doing TougeSW. It started in 2011, kind of gave it a back burner because I was trying to rebuild it as a community. I guess it's different than the way I experienced in the Pacific Northwest. So I kind of turned it into more of a blogging, and for blogging to basically this whole podcast thing that I started basically last year. Touge Northwest also gave me a purpose in life when I was up in Oregon. That's like over 16 years ago. If I had a failure in something that I'm glad I had a failure in, or I wouldn't be here. So it really gave me purpose. So if you want to know more, I did write a book called Vegas Hackware. You can find it on Amazon. Basically, it's volume 1. This is like a giant book that I had it printed for funds, but it's an ebook, really. But you can actually order a smaller copy if you really, really like the physical kind. But it's on Amazon. You go to VegasHackware.com. It's all there. That's my side business, my side hustle. So yeah. Alright, so I had a meeting over the weekend because I had a little car meet. I wouldn't go meet up with other girls, because other car girls are awesome. And you should always try to encourage others to be always try to encourage others, because that's how people should work. That's how communities work. You encourage other people to become better and help encourage others to also come. And it's basically inspiring the next generation kind of thing. And got this cute little sticker too, though. It's really awesome. I gotta put that in my car. So, yeah, what sparked it was, I guess over the time, people were doing like drag racing way before drifting here in Vegas. I kind of knew about it, but I never really cared about it. Not until I moved to Oregon, where I learned what toge was. Because I started learning toge, the Pacific Northwest version of basically canyon runs or mountain pass racing and stuff like that. You know, initial D stuff. It's really cool. I loved it. It was amazing. And so, but back in 2009, before I moved up there, I had a Firebird. I joined a local thing in Vegas, I think they call themselves Vegas LSX or something like that, or F-Body something. Let's see if I can bring back one of my old stuff that I don't really show off often, but let's see here, Las Vegas. I used to call this G-Funk Garage a long time ago, way before I decided to make a retirement thing. Let's go Las Vegas. I was doing... This is Vegas, right? Or no. Yeah, it should have been. That's all the Vegas Drift. Alright, so that's All-Star Bash. Maybe I don't have it on here. But I did. I had Raven, is what I called Firebird back then. I went to Red Rock with those Vegas, the F-Bodied crew. I forgot their names. I mean, it's over 15 years ago, so yeah, I totally forgot their names. But yeah, let's see. I could have sworn I had it on your. Oh, here it is. Red Rock 9. No, I just had pictures taken. Okay. Yeah, see, there was other Firebird people. I wasn't really good at taking pictures. I mean, 2009. Definitely a different person back then. But yeah, but they were heavily into street racing, and I never knew about it because I never paid attention to it. But on top of that, they were doing a lot of Midnight Mayhem as well. And because of all that, I guess because of the question, well, not a question, but a comment that I heard over the weekend, before people got into drifting, they were into more of the street racing, the quarter mile stuff, and that's where I learned. That's where I just clicked the term 1320, which that means is the quarter mile, 1,320 feet, and that's what they use or would state in a quarter mile on the street race, 1320. So, I remember that I've seen one of the things is called like Knocked TV. This was something that happened way over a long time ago. A lot of Honda kids, they did a lot of that. See, Vegas 1320 drag racing setup. Let's see. Yeah, my sinuses are just crushing me right now. Let's see. We have like Trev Tech that was here. He was doing he was doing street racing, and he was doing friggin' DSM builds, were friggin' smashing records and everything. And that's why I have a feeling, I wished I paid more attention back then and participate in stuff like this, because that could have helped me knowing a lot of people now. Because that's what it seems like. It seems like there's like a different respect if you were a part of this scene back then. And like there's people that knew other people through stuff like this. And it seems like they have better hookups, as in friendships and relationships with, just like business acquaintances and stuff like that help you get places or know people good enough to where you can maybe ask for certain different things. And I don't know. It's like, I feel that because I wasn't a part of this, that's the reason why when I wanted to try to see if I can be a part of like a different team or network with a different team, that I just don't have that respect along that way. That's why when I moved up to Oregon, TougeSW Northwest just barely started out. And because they barely started out, I was able to network myself into the circle. And once they started to grow, I was more of part of the team, more of helping out, and more, recognizable. So, but of course, all good things do come to an end. Sometimes quicker than you think. But that is how that turned into from TougeSW Northwest to Friends of Central Oregon, because I had the friends and I had the networking. And that's the problem I'm having here since I came back. I didn't have the respect in the streets for the street racing and stuff like that. So it's hard to gather the stuff that I need to gather the respect of others. But I was gaining that when I started drifting some. All the way up until 2019. I was going from 2012 to 2019 doing a lot of Vegas drift events, and because of that, because I was getting better, they were trusting me and they were doing all the stuff. So I mean, I earned a little bit, I guess, but I don't think I'm still a part of the cool kids club, or still not a part of the turtle club, as I would like to put it. Not turtle enough for the turtle club. See, there's TreadTech right there 12 years ago. It's like when I came back to Vegas, I don't know who TreadTech was until I started really getting to understand more. I'm pretty sure he does some really good builds. I just don't know him, but he doesn't know me either, so. And yeah, it's because of stuff like that. So I got to learn, I guess this used to have been, this was more of a street race thing. This used to have been what today would be when they do the street racing here, this used to have been the nonsense racing, but it wasn't that nonsense as the takeovers are today. Today the takeovers are the stupidest things because people get hurt. Stuff like this, people don't really get hurt. It's just when things don't go right and explode, or they have accidents and break. Like, here's a street race. Even though it's not. Oh, that is in Vegas. They did put down. Yeah, there's used to been areas in town where you can actually go street racing. But this is the original 1320 of Vegas. That's when, basically, outside of town, in industrial parks, now it's like impossible to do any of that because there's always cops nearby. They know, and there's cameras everywhere now. But this is what the old street racing, the 1320 of Vegas used to be. And because I was never a part of it, I just don't know the people. And because I don't know the people, that's where it go. That's where the automotive world in Vegas is like around this. Or at least it started around this. Technically, this is old school now. I hate to say that. I hate growing old like I am, but it is what it is. So, now that we know what 1320 is, or if you did know, now I know, the more you know. I never paid attention, now I'm paying attention, now I'm understanding, I'm putting things together, I'm learning the old ways, because now I'm actually understanding how when people talk about who these people are that I should know, but I don't know. Like, when I came to Vegas, I didn't know who TrebTech was, or Trevor from TrebTech, how he's the DSM guy because he was street racing. I didn't know that. Or somebody else with their DSM, street racing, stuff like that. Yeah, of course, I would street race too, but I would do that on the freeway, highway, but I wouldn't get into these street races because I never knew where they were or how to get into them. I never paid attention because I never had the car. See, and this is where it makes it a lot easier. Heck, I would just give you a copy of my book so you can actually read and go through it and understand. Between 2000 and 2009, I had one hell of a nightmare. I had cancer. I had to deal with an ISP. And tomorrow I'm going to have that Vegas Hackware is going to have its 6th episode finally. I'm going to do it tomorrow night. If this allergy does not stop. So, yeah. I was going to do it last weekend, but I was not feeling well. Hopefully this weekend I will be. So I'll do it tomorrow night like I usually do it. But my job burns me out, so. But yeah, between 2000 and 2009, because, 2001, that's when the Fast and the Furious came out. That's what sparked a lot of these street races. And, yeah, between then and 2009 was, like, I would call them my dark years, I did learn a lot with the ISP that I worked for. The ISP is called Internet Service Provider. Long story short, I hacked them, I took them over, and I went to work for them right after in 2000. And I was promised partnership that I never got, and I was gaslit. I was promised, had a point where I had a car accident, and I started sending my money over to him, to the ISP owner, and stuff like that, and yeah, it was pretty shitty. And then I had a relationship in 2007 that kind of went really sour. It was hard times, and that's why I wrote it all in my book, because that's a huge long trauma trip. I was also going through cancer at 2003 that apparently was, according to the doctors, was growing within, estimating about seven years plus inside of me. And yeah, fun times. So let's jump to my project updates. Since now we know more what the 1320 is, and I've been going through, basically, I don't know of any other places other than Nox TV, which is an KNOC TV on YouTube. So if you go there, you start scrolling through the older videos, and you can actually find out more about the street races that used to happen here in Vegas. So that's a good shout out to them. They thank you for archiving some old history here. I don't know of any other places that did stuff like that. I think there's like random small ones here and there. Like, thankfully that Waylandino has not hit his. His is still up there from 15 years ago. When he had the silver S12, he was doing a little bit of street drifting. Let's see. I think Jason did as well. Because that is, yeah. But yeah, that's that. So I do apologize for the lack of updates on the S12. Mainly because job has been kind of crazy. But I do have something. I do have an update. Alright, first things first is we'll bring this up. See, currently I work a job. Normally I'm into cybersecurity. I'm more of a cybersecurity engineer kind of thing. I rather work on securing networks and analyzing, building awesome things, you know, what they call a blue teamer, sometimes red teamer to see. Red teaming does more of attack. I like to do both, attacking and defending kind of thing. I like to find vulnerabilities. I like to patch vulnerabilities, stuff like that. And this current role is, I took this current role and it really tires me out. So it is something I don't want to do, but it is it's inside IT and internet. Yeah, it's information technology, technically. It's a lot of hands-on with computers and working with clients all the time. And it burns me out because I worked for the ISP for so long. And it brings a lot of that pain back. And especially when you worked for the casino for so long and you finally get into the cybersecurity side, and that falls through, and because, you know, shitty things happen to good people. So, but yeah, I had to take this job a couple years ago, mainly because I needed a job, and you know, I knew it was going to hurt me like it does now. So I'm so tired all the time. It's just, I'm so burned out from this job that I work, but I do my best. I try to do my best. That's why I try to do a lot of car stuff, but if I'm just way too tired to do it, it's really hard to move forward sometimes because I'm working a job I don't really want to do, but I'm doing it because I have to do it to survive. I mean, if I didn't take this role, I probably would have been homeless. I would have had to sell everything and be living on the streets, and I didn't want to do that. So, and that's another reason why I try to do this, so it helps me with my burnout. I guess when I used to have my mom around, she used to help talk to me as well, helping me with my burnout, and I don't have any of that, so I'm stuck doing this all alone. Sometimes it's really hard. But yeah. So first things first, I'm gonna go back over here. Oh yeah, it's a car meet. I have to, this is my Z. So over the weekend, this is what we did. Well, what I did. I wanted to inspect the car and see how it goes. Everything seems to be alright until I noticed that this is broken. I think I finally figured out where the coolant smell that I get every now and then from. It's been right here this whole time. The overflow bottle's cracked. That's how bad it is. So I have to actually find a new one. I'll have to find it though. I thought I posted here, but let's see. In my Z, it's an HR model. It has 2 intakes, and I have a cold air intake that goes all the way into the front, which has 2 giant K&N filters. Well, used to. One of them fell off somehow and went flying somewhere when I was driving home. And I never kind of knew until last weekend. I looked under the hood and I was like going, wait, where's the other filter at? It was gone. So that explained why I was getting some weird sporadic freaking up and down thing. So the only filter I could find that would fit that was the one I had on here. So I had to order a new one, and I put it on, and it worked. It fit perfect. It was actually a little smaller, which actually worked really nice. So yes, I might actually get another one too for the other K&N filter. That way it actually makes it nice and small in front. Because I don't think it needs a huge, giant, ram freaking K&N filter that it came with. I mean, it was an eBay setup, so... But it's not an eBay setup. Well, it's an eBay because it was used from somebody else's G35, which still works. And... No, G37, because it was an HR model. And my Z is an HR model. So, yep, let's go around. Add Storm on there. But yeah, that is what I had to do. I had to fix that up. I'm still working on a cluster. I still have to buy the extra cluster stuff. I still need battery and volt. Waiting for those to come in. They should be in this weekend, I hope. Amazon's been kind of weird. And that's technically all I really had done. I went to a car meet on Sunday. I was going to go to Rats and LV, but I was not feeling good at all. I had no sleep whatsoever. I mean, I was having a point of my nose was itching so bad, and it was becoming so runny. That's why I'm still kind of nasally right now. Kind of sucks. It feels like some weird allergic reaction from the air or something. It just happens for some other reason, and I've been trying to find ways of clearing it up, but it doesn't want to go away. But yeah, as soon as I get those two in, I should be able to start making it move. I mean, I had the fuel pressure gauge tested. It was working. I had to true it up, but it was working. I'm pretty sure it's nearly full, especially since I had to readjust the fuel pump itself and its location, so that should be working the way it should. The RPM one has kind of got me concerned, but I think it's also because the battery's dead. Because I let it sit for so long and I didn't really do any revving or any driving or anything to do with that. It's been like, what, months since I bought that battery. So, yeah, I should be able to get it all together. And I'm hoping maybe this weekend, depending if I get both the gauges, I might be able to get it pulled out and drive. Or at least pulled out and start tuning. That's the plan. And like I said, I do this all alone. I don't have any real help. Nobody that wants to give me a hand to make sure this gets moving and operational. Wants to help me make sure the car gets pulled out and gets started up, or making sure, double check everything, on top of what I've done, making sure everything is solid, an extra set of eyes. That's a mechanical incline kind of thing. I just don't have any of that, so I'm just going with what I got, trying to triple check my work and not get sick doing it. So, and especially when the heat of the summertime was really getting to me. Yeah, it gets really brutal. Especially in that garage. And that's pretty much it. I got to see one of these, which was a Praga Bohemia hypercar. And I found out that was due to the Outrun rally that was happening by Team Flying Dutchman. I almost called them Team Flying Dough Man or Donut Man. Yeah, I seen that car live. The reason why I seen it there, because with my dirty ass freaking windshield, it actually, I guess it stalled on him right there, and he couldn't get it started. Then he got it started. Then he was able to pull out and go over to the side. That's basically, yeah, started moving. That's why I couldn't get a good shot. So it wasn't a supercar, it was a hypercar. But yeah, and on top of that, the S12 has been actually really good. So I covered the project update, I covered what's happening next. So that should do it. Hopefully I'll have more news this weekend for the next week. And this is Q&A time. If there's anybody out there who wants to ask any questions, feel free. If not, I'm going to close this up. Have a good night. I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow night's more gaming. And then from the game part, we'll go into my Vegas hackware podcast. Episode 6. I'm going to start really working on that again. I know it's really hard for me to do that, move forward with it, but I'm trying my best. So, in closing, I do this every Thursday night. We're wrapping up on this series. So Series 4 is coming up soon. We got 2 more episodes for Series 3. I might take a week off for basically getting to Series 4. I might change up a few things here and there for Series 4. But yes, that is pretty much what I'm doing. And anything else? And let's see what else we're closing with. We got the podcast coming back for Vegas Hackware tomorrow. I do this every Thursday night, and I'm normally live every night after 7 p.m. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So have a good night. I will catch you tomorrow. If not, I'll catch you next Thursday night. Have a good one, and good night.